Greetings from Kansas City. Oops, I mean Las Vegas. This is AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching from Infocomm, the AV Life.
Hello from Las Vegas. This is Murphy Daly, AV veteran author, project manager, and I am bringing to you from Infocomm, the AV Life.
Hey, this is Nancy Blanchard here from Vegas, in sweltering Vegas, might I add, saying hi, and you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
Hey, James King here, writer for the Higher Ed Digital Magazine, IT and the AV column, HEPM board member, here hanging out in Las Vegas with everyone. You are watching and listening to the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, coming at you live from Las Vegas at Infocomm 2022. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. We're all here. We're live.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
High
five for everybody.
Hey
We're
five,
all
hey five,
here.
hey five.
High five to all of our listeners out there. Yes. This is awesome. I am so glad that we are all here, that we were all able to make this work in our schedule. And I'm excited. I'm swiveling in my chair too much. So I apologize to our YouTube people that are watching and seeing what is Tim doing in that chair. Hopefully we'll see maybe somebody else swing by. We've already had a couple of visitors in our little window portal over here to our side. Will DeWitt had stopped by a little bit, and Noreen had stopped by.
Yep.
Noreen, yeah.
Yep. Barely looked over.
Barely looked over. That's like a Gina Sansevero level kind of thing. So, so hopefully we'll see some other people as we continue to record. But just, I guess, first off, how are we all doing? We're on day 2 now here at Infocomm. My legs hurt, a lot. I did so much walking yesterday.
Right. My feet hurt. Yeah. And, I tried not to stand in one spot, but our booth, probably for you, Renee, it was busy the whole day, which was great.
It was great. Yeah. So everybody was talking about the amount of steps that they got. And I said, I didn't necessarily get a lot of steps because I didn't go very far, 60 by 80. But it was booth training at 7:30. And, you leave your room and it's a hike just to get to the Uber stand, right? And then you walk through the convention center. So my dogs were barking last night for sure. I had to do some stretching, my legs. I'm like, oh. But you know what? It was a great day. I felt like traffic was lighter than a normal first day. But then I just found out that there were a lot of people that were doing one hall yesterday only. And they're expecting our hall today to be really busy.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah. And I don't remember that in the past. But it was a great day. And I felt like there were no looky-loos.
No.
Everybody was there for a purpose. Everybody was there either for a meeting or to find out about something or to meet their rep. Very productive. So far, 5 stars, 10 stars, whatever. It was a good day. It was a great day.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. James from Murphy, I'll have you go next. You have to apologize. We have to kind of share headsets here, so I'll let you go, James. So you have day 1. You're kind of on my part here. What was your day 1 like?
Oh, it was all over the place. I was meeting tweets, our fans on the AV Life, hitting booths. Got a great tour from Renee over there at Sharp NEC. It actually turned out to be a bigger tour than I expected. When the rest of the HEPMA people showed up.
HEPMA, that's what happens. HEPMA just shows up and we bring the party. So
we're out here in force as always.
Yes,
so
we are.
It's great. A lot of connections. Seeing great things, and I hopefully hit the floor more.
Awesome. Cool. And Murphy, so as you are thoroughly able to enjoy this Infocomm, because I know timing-wise you weren't sure, but how's your Infocomm been?
This is my first Infocomm.
Yep.
So that's real. I have been shadowing Renee, who is got the stamina. She's got so much stamina, and she is like the salesperson extraordinaire. I've met all the Sharp NEC people, which are super fun. And I got to walk the show floor a bit. It seems like the biggest display technology brings us this year is 220 inches. So that's interesting. And I've been getting lots of ideas from people about where the industry is at. Super, super fun. And I have been hit by dozens of people all the AV tweeps whom I've never met, who are just coming up. And I've been trying to keep up with the selfies. If you're following along on Twitter, I'm posting as much as I can. It's been amazing. It's all the love, all the excitement. It is so wonderful to see everybody. I know it's a very hug-friendly moment. Very hug-friendly. Everybody wants to be together and talk about what's going on and the excitement. And I have to say, I think there's a lot of new technology that has been kind of pent up, that's starting to be brought out. People are ready to show it, to get your hands on it.
Well, even for us with Williams AV, we launched 2 products during the pandemic. So doing the captioning and the translation over Zoom. So it's wonderful now because people can see the product in real time. So
it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
Definitely.
To go on what Renee was saying about how it's not busy, but people are not looky-loos. This morning I had to share the Tesla loop with a manufacturer. We were coming over here, and he was telling me, I forget the name of the show, but a couple weeks ago they were at a show. He said he got more leads in one day here than the whole week at another show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No school like the old school.
We had a record lead day yesterday.
Yeah.
Quality leads.
Awesome. That's great.
Tim, for you?
So for me, yeah. So I was doing a lot of HETMA stuff yesterday. I was running around. I was visiting all of our sponsors and getting some things together, getting things out. I overbooked myself. That's what I did this year. I went from one extreme to the other, because when I came in October, I just went for it. I was like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go see people and wander around, and not have a schedule. And I was like, that was okay. But then this year, I was like, all right, I gotta make sure I have all these things, because in my head, it's like, I know it's gonna be big, and I know it's gonna be a lot to do. So I was like, let me schedule everything. And I think I overdid it. So I gotta find a happy medium. So maybe in 2023, I'll have a better grasp on everything. But all in all, it was a good thing. So yes, I'm staying in the Westgate, and you were talking about like walking to the Uber stand. Joe Way made it sound like the Westgate was the place to be because it's so close. Yes, it's so close, but to get from there to here is like a 15-minute walk.
I concur, because I'm there too.
So it's a long walk to get from that side over
in 100
over
degrees.
Well,
That's
luckily
a short
it's
walk
all
in Vegas.
true,
Oh,
but
it's
luckily
inside,
it's all
right?
inside except for there's like one little strip from where the powerlifting competition is inside the
Oh my
hotel.
God.
Passed them today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did
I
I.
had a breakfast at 7:30 over there today. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just walk over there. I'm like, and I'm in the other hall. It's closer probably, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. And we're walking. Today I'm getting my steps in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
exactly.
It was inside.
Yeah,
At least I was inside.
yep.
Yeah.
So so for me though, I got to see some things. I got to stop by Williams. I did the booth tour with Sharp NEC. I then like last night I hung out with the great team from Starin who did this for us. So they're getting their shout out in this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Starin.
Chris Netto and Starin, thank you for hosting this, and this gives us a nice little moment for us all to get together. So this episode is going to be a little bit shorter just because I'm realizing that I'm recording at 1 gig per minute, so I don't really have that much free space on my laptop. So we're gonna to be honest, I tried to clear off as much as I can, but I'm down to like the bare minimum. So
Only
I still
the
don't
best
have,
for our audience.
Yes, but I'm recording at like 4K or something like that, so the video is going to be awesome on YouTube. So not our usual YouTube quality. So Murphy, I'm going to hand it over to you for our PM minute. We're not going to miss out on that while we're here, and take it away.
Okay. I might have told this story before. One time I thought I hit a wall, and I thought that I didn't have the ability to give the customer who had an urgent, and so many times this happens, urgent, gotta happen now. And we couldn't get the supply. Our supply is like, hey, Infocomm can't get it to you. What are we gonna do? I'm sorry, it's gonna take this amount of time. That's just what it is. The PM minute is be open to possibilities that you hadn't thought of. This customer said, the Ingram Distribution Center is 15 minutes away. I will pick it up myself. That is, in fact, what he did to get the project done on time. I would never have asked him to do this. I would never have thought of it. So there's many wonderful possibilities if I can stay open, and I encourage all the other people to stay open. Wonderful things can happen if you let something happen that you didn't expect, and you might be surprised.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And that's good. That's good PM minute stuff for the people that are here at Infocomm. Be open to any possibilities. And I know we all have our products and our manufacturers that we may or may not like. So. But to be open to any possibility, especially some of these smaller companies that are out there. Hey, we are having a little bit of a crash here from Kevin Talbot.
Lord,
The Lord, Kevin. Let me.
Where all the cool kids sit.
This is where all the cool kids
You
are.
got it.
Let's see if we can.
Morning.
No, otherwise.
Yeah, good morning.
All right.
It's morning, right?
Yeah, it is morning. Murphy, you have to slide over a little bit.
Pop
Let
in,
the folks.
Kev.
There's
Yeah.
Kevin.
You're on.
And there
You're
you are.
on
Yeah,
AV
you're on.
Live.
See, and that was the things we weren't expecting with our little fishbowl over
Just
here. So.
random people like me walking past.
Yes, exactly. Look at that.
And then Chris Net.
And then Chris Netto also.
Dude, they need you more than me, mate. You're the famous one.
It's like-
It is. It's weird.
And I'm just photobombing on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So, how are we going so far?
so
we
far,
really did make a mess of the booth,
See?
didn't we?
Got no room.
Of course
Hey.
we did.
Yeah.
there's stickers everywhere. It's
Where's
great.
the AV
How's it
people?
going for you?
comfortable.
How's the show for you?
The show's good. My feet won't forgive me though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
We
know.
just discussed that.
It's
yeah.
like,
That's what the alcohol is for.
yeah, I know, but
Numb
it's
the
not
pain
numbing my
after.
feet. It's just numbing my head at the minute. There was too many margaritas last night, so yeah, everything was feeling a bit numb.
And I saw the other things that were in your drink too, but we
Oh
don't
my
need to talk
word.
about that.
Honestly, I think I had to drop 4 in about 5 minutes because of her,
Oh, jeez.
and I was gone.
That was a lot.
we played a game. So last time I saw Megan was 2019 Infocomm, and we played a game called God Save the Queen.
Oh,
It was Noel's fault.
I think it works.
It's always Noel's fault.
It's always Noel's fault.
always.
So what we do is you drop British money, just coppers, 1p, 2p's, in a drink, and say God
Oh.
Save the Queen, and you've got to down that drink before the Queen drowns.
Oh.
So first time I'd seen Meg properly since then. Didn't know she held a grudge for that long. She'd arranged with Ifat to bring her a load of coppers, and as soon as she walked in the bar, she went, "Hiya, Kev, God Save the Queen."
oh wow.
So I downed the first one, and then I said, "Oh, go on, I'll have another." Stupidly not thinking that she was going to the bar. Brings me back another one. She said, "Oh, and look in the bottom, God Save the Queen." I was 4 later.
That's a funny.
This was Meg Machina?
No,
no.
Meg, daughter.
Oh, okay.
So 4 later, I was swaying, and I went to bed for 45 minutes and come back for round 2.
There you go.
Wow.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was a good night.
Good times.
That's awesome. And you're up and at 'em early.
Yeah, I can't sleep for some reason.
Yeah, I've had that problem
Time
too.
might be a little off,
It's the
right?
biggest
Yeah,
sun.
I don't
It's
get
the
it.
sun, not the
On
time.
the hour, every hour in the night, I'm necking one of these because
Yeah.
I'm just so dehydrated.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help with all that margarita, but they were so salty.
Does one have anything to do with the other,
Yeah.
right?
Although there was a blue one, which was very nice.
All right.
Have fun all.
Thanks
Yeah,
for stopping by.
Kev.
That was great. All right. So yeah, Murphy. Yeah,
I got a
being
story.
open. We were
Yeah,
open.
we are all the way open.
Our little fishbowl opening over there. Now I'm not centered anymore.
I got a quick report from the Eviction Women's Breakfast, which I just came from.
Oh yes, I heard. Yes, please. Let's get the live report.
It was
from
so huge. It was so huge. The speaker was super charming, and we were supposed to, separately connect with people and do this lovely exercise of how to be. The speaker was the approachable badass. Was her motto, but the gentleman that was next to me, we were connecting on the different things, and he said, "I'm like, who are you? What are you?" And so I connected
Yeah.
him on LinkedIn. I'm like, "Oh, I've used you guys before, the music people."
Uh oh.
Oh, I know who did that one.
We got a beach ball in here, Chris.
Which can mean only one thing.
Oh.
Joe Way.
Joe Way.
Way.
Oh, with the Poodle Token
at the
T-shirt
party.
today. With the Poodle Token T-shirt.
Coming in hot. Oh my God! Look at all of that. I'll let you keep doing your recording.
Yeah, you just busted in like
Show
as you
takeover.
always do.
It would only be me.
It would only be Joe, and that's why I said maybe Joe Way. I don't want to kiss you, Brent.
Where's the camera? Oh,
It's
there
the
it
bird
is.
dog.
Oh yeah, I got to.
We'll be here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Anything can happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're the AV Life.
Yes, exactly.
Anything.
So,
There you
More
go.
than
Be
life
open.
than an AV.
Be open.
yes. So, all right, Women's Council breakfast.
Tom Tedeschi,
Yeah.
who is the president of the Music People, came to the women's breakfast after having been on 3 show tours in a row, totally exhausted. He said, I'm having so much trouble just staying alert. I said, you came so tired to the women's breakfast at 7:30 a.m. He said, I'm really, really wanting to get women in my company. I'm really trying to hire women. And he's having a lot of trouble finding them. So I am wondering if anyone has ideas of how to attract women. He wants women salespeople in his distribution. He distributes like microphones and Pro AV. I'm like, because like, I've only interviewed 4. He tries to bring people in, so.
I keep it coming back to do college recruitment.
You know what?
College, university recruitment would be key.
And that would be huge because I know, like, even with our student techs, there are some that would do very well, but they don't know where to go.
Well, hey, this
And they
is
don't
Hetma. Oh,
So,
yeah.
well, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Actually, I heard from someone that college is too late. You got, especially for
Well, high school.
young girls, you got to hit them at age 12 because they're already making their decision on what path they want to go to, and they don't know about AV and technology as well. That's where the STEM program comes in
Yeah,
key
yeah.
to get them into the technology field because at age 12 they're already going somewhere else.
well, you don't have those AV clubs and where you're taking a TV from one room to the next,
Yeah.
loading up
Well,
that
see,
film projector.
nowadays
So
it's the Instagram influencers walking around like this,
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yeah.
That's what is now AV Club is kind of not. A
it's
thing.
I know it's old school.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that's how you used to be able to get people interested. So yeah, there's a lot of creativity now in trying to think how do you draw in females into the AV industry? What age do you start at?
I mean, maybe it's a matter of like partnering with your like theater club, or because
Oh,
like you have
theater,
because you have
yeah.
soundboards and stuff like that there. And maybe it's just basic things like that. It's everything that's happening now, and we talked about it a little bit, in past weeks. But everything's multifaceted now. It's not just here go into sound anymore. Here go into video, or moving the carts around or whatever. It's now. Okay, well, you're going to do audio, but then you also need to know networking, and you need to know this. So it's
And streaming.
and you got bit rates and all that. So and also apparently I need to understand better
storage.
data storage.
storage.
Check it out.
And what about all the gaming, all the esports stuff that's happening?
I think that's helping because what's great about esports is it's a low entry point and there's no gender inequality there.
Right.
You could be a female, you could be a male, you're at the same level.
You're at the same levels, right?
And no, you can also hide behind your avatar. So there is no barrier for people to enter in. So I think esports is a great way to bring people
Right.
in.
So maybe
And
there
actually-
should be sponsorships, like there's, Red Bull sponsors this, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that the AV industry should think about sponsoring.
Maybe
And that's
Avixa
what.
should.
Well, and
Avixa.
Avixa. I mean, Crestron actually in their booth right now. They have Xbox set up, and they're using their MVX system to show how, almost
Okay.
in real time, they're transferring the data from the USB control for the gaming console to the actual seat and all that. Like so. There's the connection there. There is a possibility for sponsorships from some of the. So yeah, I
Maybe
think that's.
Hetma should think about that, right? I mean, because you're going to bring them up and
We need like Hetma,
try to
Hetma
try to
Junior,
bring
like,
them in and recruit them into your
or K
university.
through
and
K through
recruit
12.
them in.
Early on in HEPMA, that's one of the things I pitched, that we should start reaching out to K for 12 schools as well. Another thing that HEPMA is doing really good, I feel, is putting actions to the word. And at Infocomm on Friday, we are giving away our 10 prison scholarships.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And this is actually actions, not just words.
Yeah. And that was with
awesome.
great partnerships like Avixa and things like that. So that's, as an industry, that's how we're going to get it done, is working together.
So maybe there has to be a focus more that way towards young gals. And But you guys are doing great. HEPMA's doing a great job, and I think that's, you're right, actions to words.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
And again, that's how we do it. It's the partnerships.
Right. Yep.
So it's like Sharp NEC and and Williams and I'm drawing a blank on everybody else. Yeah, it's like we're getting.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you know who all of our wonderful sponsors. So
I mean, just knowing that everyone wants to get involved in HEPMA. I mean, I walked this floor in October with our banners. Everyone was talking, what's HEPMA? How can we get involved?
Correct.
Walking this show, same thing. It's how can we get involved with HEPMA? So there's tons of manufacturers.
Spreading.
We're gonna definitely leave some out by accident. So we love all our sponsors.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget anybody.
My
So
projector specialist would really like one of those HEPMA badges, by the way.
We gotta get with Joe. He has them all.
and
He's gone.
he's gone.
He was there, David Danto.
Yeah, I know. I
got a
saw
picture
David.
with.
I was like, I got to see David. And like,
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. This is what happens. We got the window out here, and everybody's just walking by.
So what about
I
internships?
haven't been to this.
Internship was
You know,
big.
while they're still in college,
Yep.
you know, some
That's-
type of internship. But I think with the AV, because I get asked, AV, what's AV? The
Yeah.
audiovisual industry? Oh, so what is that? You know, and the first thing that they understand, projectors, screens, but there's so much.
Oh,
It's
there's so
more.
much more.
Big
Yeah,
picture,
and I think that's. You brought in internships. I think part of it, though, then also is on a higher ed level, we need to make sure we're partnering with the career services departments, so that way
Absolutely.
they know, because they may.
Yes.
I don't know, because I haven't worked with anybody in career services in probably 8 years at this
Okay.
point. And the last time I was working with them was because they just happened to be in the same building as I was.
Yeah.
Or I was doing an install for them, so not trying to drum up the. Those pieces, so it's possible they don't know that
That's a
there are
good one.
jobs that there are jobs within the AV industry that maybe they'll you say Samsung, well they make TVs. It's like, well, okay, well no, but they do a lot more than that. Or
Yeah.
I think I would like to say I've done this before when I get someone saying come to career day at an elementary school or a junior high or whatever, we can show up, tell people this is a thing. So to all the AV people, if you want more people and you want to try and influence this industry, show up to the career day at the schools near your, get involved and say, hey, this is what I do. Did you know this was even a thing?
Yeah.
And then that can start to till the ground. It's a long game, but hey, the children are our future.
And that's and you say it's a long game, but that's we have to be planning like that. We have to plan for the long game. We can't knee jerk this into reality. Like this is so this is I agree with that. Like,
So I know I'm old, but I remember it was a big deal to be the one who went to the library, who checked out the TV with the VCR and plugged it in and put the tape in and all that. But you think tech directors at the K-12 level, right? Why don't you guys have student workers, right? That are students. Why don't they pull in a 6th grader, 7th grader, 8th grader and pull them in when they're fixing a projector or fixing the sound system or doing something?
I think the biggest issue now is, especially K for 12, it's an IT department of normally 1 to 2 people.
Yeah.
And then
So get some help, right?
you
for your
bring
kids.
integrators in.
Yeah.
So, but the integrators are coming in, nothing against the integrators, but they're coming in, they're doing their job,
Yeah.
they're leaving. They're not going to be giving the students that hands-on experience. That's one of the things I pitch to the student workers I'm working on hiring at my new job is I want to build you guys up so you go into
Correct.
a field. Like, I'm going to give you the tools to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're right, and usually, as you said, 1 or 2, and they're at the district level, and they do a lot of the fixing, repairing, etc. after hours. So when school's out.
So it would be a mentality change, right? Like, let's get the kids involved. And I mean, how many kids stay in the after-school program? I mean, my son was in the after-school program, right? I was a working mom.
It's paid in my area. It's
Yeah.
you have to pay
Yeah.
for the after school.
Mine was too, but for the kids who stay, they got help with their homework. When my son was in school, when I go, hey, we're going in to fix this projector. You want to come with me, or let's go calibrate this smart board, or what?
I mean, that's.
And these
maybe
kids
that's
are
the
learning
thing.
so young. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a 3-year-old grandson who grabs my iPhone and knows how to swipe and do all this stuff, right? They're learning younger. So I think it's a whole mentality change to bring
Yeah, and I wish
younger gals.
I wish I knew if in my district they had like an AV person for like K through 12. I think it's the IT people that are responsible for it.
Most
So
K for 12 is just 1 or 2 IT.
Yeah.
for an entire district.
Yeah.
So like you're talking,
Yeah.
like in mine, there's
Yeah.
5 elementary schools,
Yeah.
and then there's the middle school and the high school. So it's
I think you're totally right, James, when you say it's considered an IT thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think the people who are interested in AV even think of it as hardware. They think of it as software on their phones.
Yep.
And that's what the 21st century is now.
But I'm with Renee saying about giving people the chance. Like I mentioned, back as a student worker, I know I've done this story before, maybe on this podcast or on another one. But when I was a student worker, I developed a software that locked down Firefox on our computer lab so that people couldn't change settings. Well, when I was full-time, I had a student worker come up to me and go, well, a classmate and I found out if you did X, Y, and Z, you got around the lockdown. I'm like, okay, go find a solution. And his jaw dropped. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
you found a problem,
Go fix it.
solve it.
Yep.
And he was like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what we need to do. We
You
need
just
to be
got to
able to
give
enable them.
give them the avenue, right?
Yeah.
to go-
Let-
I'm going to a K-12 show next week, so I'm going to ask about that.